Well, wonderful. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you all for being here. Before we get started, of course, I'd like to thank Elder Little Bear. Thank you, sir, for just starting us off in a good way. I just want to also thank you to the drummers for the excellent song they were able to provide us. And I also want to begin by acknowledging that we are, of course, gathered today on the Kainai Nation, and thank the community, all elders in attendance, Chief Traveler Plated Hair, thank you, sir, for your hospitality of the Blood Tribe, and Chief Grant Buckskin, thank you, sir, for your hospitality as well of the Blood Tribe Police Service. I want to thank the Vice Chair of the Police Commission, Tyler Oka. Thank you, sir. We had a wonderful conversation earlier today. Community members, of course, and distinguished guests, thank you for just welcoming us here today. I am Mike Ellis. I am the Deputy Premier as well as the Minister of Public Safety for the province of Alberta. And it's certainly a pleasure to join you and talk about Alberta's government's plan for the future of the province. It's a privilege to be here in Standoff, home of the Blood Tribe Police Service, to announce a significant investment in the safety and well-being of the Blood Tribe, one that reflects the importance of community-led safety, strong partnerships, and of course our shared commitment to self-administered policing. Alberta's government recognizes First Nations police services are a reflection of the communities that they serve, and with a profound understanding of local dynamics, cultural traditions, and the unique needs of the people. That is especially true here in the Kainai Nation. This year marks 35 years of service for the Blood Tribe Police Service, a remarkable milestone that speaks to the professionalism, the commitment of community-based approach of everyone who wears this uniform. For 35 years, the service has demonstrated what community-based policing can and should look like. It's policing that is built on trust, respect, and of course shared responsibility for safety. Alberta is home to 3 First Nations police services, each playing a pivotal role in protecting their communities and strengthening relationships. And Alberta's government is committed to ensuring that these services remain an integral part of their nations as they continue to grow into the future. By investing in First Nations policing and working in true partnership, we are of course acknowledging the deep expertise of these services and support that for their vision for a safer and stronger future. Today, I'm very proud to announce that through Budget 2025, Alberta's government is investing an additional $5.5 million to support the construction of the new detachment of the Blood Tribe Police Service. Yeah. So in addition to the provincial contribution funding provided by the federal government, which will include $6.8 million to the new detachment building, and of course the contributions in total for the provincial government will be $6.3 million, and the Kainai Nation is also contributing $5 million to this project as well. This investment is going to, of course, recognize the critical role that local police service plays in keeping Canada's largest First Nations community safe. The existing detachment was built in 1990 to house a team of 12 officers and staff. And what I was told is that the chief was one of those first 12 officers, and that is remarkable to see how much the chief has given back to the community over the last 35 years. Now, over the years, the service has grown substantially and now includes 47 sworn officers and 25 civilian staff, and that certainly is an accomplishment right there to see how much this service has grown. Now, while the building has been expanded several times, it has long since passed its useful life, and I've been in there, and yes, sir, it is time for a new building, so I'm with you. Its footprints, of course, and design no longer meet the modern standards for safety and scrutiny needed for effective policing. And that's why this investment is, of course, so important. Once complete, the new detachment will provide infrastructure that meets modern safety and operational standards. A new building means enhanced public and officer safety with better service for residents, whether it's quicker response times, improved investigations, or safer environment for those who work at the detachment, and quite frankly, for just people who want help. A new building is going to ensure that officers who serve the nation each and every day have what they need they need to do their jobs effectively. Alberta's government is proud to stand with the Blood Tribe as a committed partner in public safety. This investment is about more than bricks and mortar. It's about respecting and supporting Indigenous-led policing. It reflects our belief in the principles of self-determination, community leadership, and of course, reconciliation in action. We know reconciliation is not a one-time gesture, and Alberta's government is committed to true reconciliation through action. And that includes investing in modern, responsive policing that empowers First Nations communities and puts safety first. It's also an ongoing commitment to listening, learning, and walking alongside First Nations communities as they shape the future of their own public safety. With this new modern detachment, I'm confident that the Blood Tribe Police Service will continue to grow, adapt, and serve the strength and integrity for decades to come. So I want to thank every officer that is here, the staff members who show up each and every day to protect and serve this community with professionalism and, of course, heart. Your work matters, and we are proud to support you. So thank you. And now I'd like to invite Chief Traveler Plated Hair of the Blood Tribe to say a few words. Thank you.
Okay, nitsu ko anso na ko kia kayam sinema no kinin na ka ko git ko na itsimachim po ka kiskanaten ni da pu tatama pian ka ki chis chikoy ana ka mo inna kyu isya ka gegeta pisam chseta pia o gigoki ka kima amuche na our Chief of Police, Grant Buckskin, kinitsi tohpuka pu taki mats, o kini toya ka ki mokutuis ki tsako ki makini ma no kinitsi ka ki tika isa ki na ka ika matapa pu tsimya makanis siya kan ka ki chikoi o ki tami to ta pa akanis siya ka ki chikcha ni takspin o ki mochi au kaksimya ka ki ni toya o ta pu taksinya Iksuks pumuk ya chikutini takspin. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chief Traveler Plated Hair, or Travis. Still getting used to the chief part, though. And by the way, I wasn't one of the original 12. I think you were referring to Chief Police, yeah. Just to clarify. Anyways, I just like to always speak in our language before we begin. It's another very high priority of our community, of our tribe, and I guess I can speak for other tribes throughout Canada and the United States where the language is extremely important. So we're always asked by our grandfathers and our grandmothers that if you can speak the language, speak it, especially in front of an audience like this where others can hear. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely, I don't know what the word is. I'm really happy. I served as a council member last term, and I was actually on the police commission. I worked side by side with the police and our commission. And this was something that we made a priority of, is to start working towards having a new police detachment here in Standoff for the Blood Tribe. And thankfully, there's some individuals that are not here today, but there's a lot of people that put a lot of work and time into making this day possible. And of course, Grant leading the way as our Chief of Police with the assistance of his commission. Too many names to mention at the moment, but they all know who they are. We've got an excellent staff here at the Blood Tribe. They do so much, not only in protecting our community and keeping it safe, but in getting involved in community activities. And that's something that I've always been impressed with our police service here on the Blood Reserve. They're very well. They're out in the community, and they do a lot of good work. And of course, we all are facing the opioids and the drug issues. All communities are faced with that, and I know all other communities are struggling with that. But we've been taking the leadership role in a lot of the initiatives that were brought forward to tackle that issue. And I'm happy to say that we just recently did a tour of our 75-bed, I believe it's 175, I forget, facility out by Cardston, which will accommodate those that are in recovery. So we're looking forward to that opening soon. And we have a lot of other projects just in the last year that are coming online. So in the next couple of years, there'll be lots of activity here in Standoff and other parts of the reserve with new projects. But this one, I'm particularly happy that it's on its way to being a reality, because I sat at the table and I understood the importance of the tribe getting a new police station. As we are the oldest, I believe, Grant, the oldest tribal police service in, I don't know about Canada, but definitely in Alberta. And we are the largest Indian reserve in Canada, and we currently have a population, or at least a membership, of at least 14,000 members. So the police service are kept very busy with the community. So this building is going to enhance that service. Great service we're already providing, but the new building, as you stated, will be state-of-the-art, up-to-date with technology and everything that we need to allow our police force to do continue doing and do a better job than they've been doing over the past few years. So I'm looking forward to it. I just want to say I'm glad I never had to serve here. But it's been a little struggle at times. As you know, it's always funding, and we never give up. We just keep moving forward. In our ways, our grandfathers and our grandmothers always tell us, you don't look back, you only look forward. What's done is done. The only thing you have control of is what's ahead of you. So that's how I kind of operate, and I think that's kind of the way that Blood Tribe operates. So just across the street there, just to add a little bit, that's our peacemaking center. That's pretty much complete. The peacemaking side is on the other side. And then on this side is space for courthouse. So we are currently in negotiations with Justice in hopefully one day establishing a court service here on the Blood Reserve. So that's another project that we'll be talking about soon. So I wanted to thank our elder, Shane, for the prayer, and of course our drummers. We always like to start these things with a little bit of our culture and our ways in a good way, as I heard somebody say. So with that, thank you once again for coming down, and looking forward to the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm Grant Buckskin. I'm the Chief of Police here for the Blood Tribe Police Service. To start off, I just want to thank Shane for the prayers and the drummers for the song. On behalf of the Blood Tribe Police Service, we are extremely pleased with the announcement of the financial commitment from the province of Alberta. We would also like to express our gratitude to Blood Tribe Chief and Council and Public Safety Canada for their financial contributions as well. It is with healthy relationships and partnerships that we have been able to reach this day. The construction of the new facility reflects a steadfast commitment to the people of the Blood Reserve, affirming that their safety is paramount and will continue to remain at the forefront as the Blood Tribe Police carries out their duties. This new facility will be designed with the future in mind. It will allow for the growth of not only additional personnel, but for the continued involvement of the service. Again, we thank the province of Alberta for their contribution on this project, and we look forward to future respectful conversations for the continued support of First Nations policing. Thank you. I will now invite Vice Chairperson Tyler Oka. Step up, say a few words.
Well, what can I say that already hasn't been said? Okay, hello. My name is Tyler Oka. I'm the vice chair. I've been on the commission for the last 5 years now, and as the chief had said, this has always been a top priority for us as a new station, and I'm really proud of our chief of police, Grant Buckskin, in pursuing this, and it is something that's needed. And then, so with that, I'll stick to what I wrote. On behalf of the Blood Tribe Police Commission, we are honored to stand here before you today to celebrate this transformative moment for our community. It is with heartfelt gratitude that we acknowledge the generous funding from the province, which matches contributions from the provincial and federal government, the tribe and the provincial, tribe and federal government. The construction of a new police station. This is more than just a building. It is a commitment to safety, sovereignty, and the future of our people. For too long, our officers have worked under constraints that limited their capacity and challenges for the growth of our service. This new facility will alleviate those pressures, providing space and infrastructure needed to support officers and expand our programs. This will strengthen our ability to serve with excellence and uphold the values of our nation. We extend our sincere thanks to the province for recognizing the importance of this project and investing in our shared future. Their contribution affirms their commitment to reconciliation and community-led policing. This is a positive step forward, and we look ahead with hope. We are eager to continue building this partnership with the province, grounded in mutual respect and a shared vision for strong and safe communities. Thank you.
This now brings us to the question and answer portion of our announcement. We do have a couple of journalists here. Just get you, if you do have a question, to state your name and outlet prior to asking. You can just step up to the mic.
Carson with CTV Lethbridge. Maybe first question for Chief Buckskin. Like you mentioned, what are maybe some of those challenges that this current station poses to the police service, and what do you hope the new station could alleviate, as well as, like you mentioned, grow the service? Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm going to try and recall as much of the question. I will give you probably the best example that we have here. Recently, we had a provincial audit done where there hit 155 competencies that need to be met. Previous audits were, well, we'll talk about the COVID one where it was all done off-site. So the numbers were kind of low there when that audit was completed. So we made it a point when I became the chief and I had my management team in place. Out of the 159 competencies, we passed 155. The 4 that we didn't pass were all facility related. So that says a lot right there. Right now, currently, we are probably in the last year of this building's life cycle. There was an assessment done, and once we found out about the assessment, we began working and pushing, and so like I said, we're here today. We're very grateful for the contributions of all our the federal government, provincial government, especially the local government, especially Blood Tribe Chief and Council, which I believe if they didn't step up to the plate and provide us with the initial money, we wouldn't have been able to leverage that into getting the other remaining funds to fund the project itself. Minister Ellis kind of dated me here when we were talking about when I first started. I was one of the original 12 that started here. My career started before this building was even constructed. We worked out next door out of the fire hall, which had just been constructed previous, and so I'm quite familiar with the building. I know where the design came from and how it began, and and it was shortly after we had started, we realized that we needed more space. So this new facility to house the Blood Tribe Police Service is a long time coming, and I'm proud. It's going to be something that the nation is going to be proud of as well. Not just the Blood Tribe Police, but the Blood Tribe in general.
Did you have a follow-up question?
Yes, either for yourself or for the minister, in terms of a timeline as to when construction could start, when a new facility could be open, any idea as to that?
We expect that there will be there'll be a sod turning early spring, I believe. So we've done a lot of the groundwork already. We've spoken with contractors. I think we've settled on a builder, so we're hoping to be in our new facility in about a year and a half, 18 months time.
Perfect. Thank you.
We do have another question here from the floor. I'll just get you to state your name and outlet prior to.
Good afternoon. My name is Landon Hickok. I'm with Bridge City News. I just wanted to ask, I guess, regarding the new attachment, what are some of the new modernization features that will be put into this new detachment that the old one wouldn't have, and how that more efficiently help the Blood Tribe Police with their day-to-day operations?
All right. Well, first of all, the biggest thing that we're going to have now is we're going to have plenty of space to grow into. Like I said previously, this building here was built for 12 people in mind, and it was shortly after that we realized there was not enough room. Recently with First Nations policing, our service is increasing in size. We are going to reach 47 members, and even with the 47 officers in place, we will have room to grow into the building itself. We're also looking at specialized services, specialized units, such as an ident section or a police dog section. These are units that we currently don't have, and we're looking. Like when I stated earlier about the involvement of the service, this is where we're headed to. So these are the little things that all municipal services take for granted, but on a First Nation service we don't. And now we're evolving. We're moving forward.
Do you have a follow-up, if that's all right?
Yeah, you can have a follow-up question.
Okay,
Just one second.
Let me just say this. So, first of all, thank you, Chief. What an excellent answer. And I think as we saw, from 35 years ago, went from 12 members to now 47 members. And, from what I've been told, this building is going to be about 27,000 square feet. So just to build on what the Chief was talking about here, I mean, so it's as we see the community continue to grow, we're going to see not only the need for more resources, more officers, but it's those specialty units, as the Chief mentioned. We need to make sure that there's room for a potential tactical team, a canine unit, as the Chief mentioned, an ident section, something to do with investigative and major crimes. Like, these are all the things that we talk about when we talk about modernized policing. And so I think with this building, it's going to provide the opportunity not for just what the community needs now, but what they are going to need into the future.
Did you have a follow-up question?
I do. You touched on a little bit about recruitment for the Blood Tribe Police, and we've seen numbers come in with help with the program with Lethbridge Polytechnic. And I just want to ask, kind of like, with this new detachment, how will this help, if I could word this correctly, help complement the programs that you guys provide in terms of bringing in new recruits and promoting yourself as, promoting yourself inspiring people to come work for the Blood Tribe Police Department in that matter? Thank you.
Well, it's absolutely. It's going to be a shiny new building. Everybody's going to be happy. Our current officers are, they've got their shovels and they're ready to start going over and begin construction right now. This is only part of the solution, actually. To be quite honest. We're going to have a nice new building, but on top of that, if we're talking about recruiting, you got to include retention in that. And part of that is, with the program that we're in, we can't offer a proper pension plan. So that's another part that we're working on. So, that combined with the new building and working on pension plan, we get that in place. Absolutely, we're going to look attractive to anybody. I could confidently say I could put in my officers right now up against anybody in any big service, and I know they're going to flourish. And from experience, I know you get somebody coming down from a larger center coming down here and doing the same kind of work. It's a challenge for them. And that's, nothing derogatory about the officer himself. It's just the environment. It's just the way the job is here. But, like I said, when, we're going to get a nice new building. Absolutely, it's going to make us look attractive. And we're doing what we can on our end to make ourselves more attractive. And part of that is, there's a lot of little moving things that we're working on, and when the time comes, we will be able to keep people here. Hope that answers your question.
It does. Thank you.
If I could just supplement the chief, as the overall vision is for the province when it comes to policing, is that we are not an arm of the state, but we are an extension and reflection of the community that we serve. And quite frankly, Chief Buckskin is the epitome, the role model when it comes to that. From somebody that is from the community that went from becoming a constable to then becoming the chief of police, it's nothing short of something that is not just remarkable, but something that needs to be emulated, not just here in the rest of Alberta, but quite frankly, right across Canada. The First Nations Indigenous Inuit Policing Program, I have been very vocal on this over the last number of years. I take issue with that program, and as the chief mentioned, it is considered a program. It is not considered an essential service. It is my belief, and what I advocate for the federal government, is that it is indeed an essential service. So as the chief mentioned, when he talks about recruiting and retention, part of that is making sure that it is not a program, that is indeed a essential service. Now, I can tell you that I've spoke to a number of ministers over my tenure over the last 3 or 4 years as the Minister of Public Safety with my counterparts in the federal government. I am going to be very optimistic. I've had preliminary conversations with Minister Andasari. Him and I will be speaking in the future, and this, as an example, will be one of the top topics of conversation that him and I will have in figuring out a way, and as the chief mentioned, that the officers who are policing in Lakeshore, that are policing in Sutina, and that are policing out here on the Blood Reserve, not only that they are going to be deemed an essential service, but they are also going to be getting paid fairly and equal to what other officers in the rest of Alberta are getting paid, and also to make sure that they have the same pension as anybody else. And that's something that I will continue to advocate for all First Nations policing, not just here in Alberta, but right across Canada. Thank you.
Don't see any more questions here on the ground. We do have some reporters on the line. Operator, can you put through the first reporter, and if you please state your name and your outlet.
Your first question comes from the line of Megan Yamoa from TBC. Your line is now open.
Hello. Will the design of the new station incorporate Indigenous architecture, cultural spaces, or community-based features?
Sorry, absolutely, yes. The floor plans do include cultural areas where we can host functions and stuff as such. If you're not familiar with our current building, you'll see that it was constructed in a circular manner. Again, like I said before, we found out really quick that we needed to start adding on to the building, and it's impossible to add on to a circular building unless you're going up, and we're certainly not going up out here. So, yeah, there will be some cultural features, of course, but we also have to keep in mind that we have to make it practical. We don't know where the service will be in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. We're optimistic that we're only going to move forward, that we're going to expand. So the building will be designed as such so that there will be future expansion, and we will make the necessary changes when that time comes. But to answer your question, yes, of course there will be some cultural aspects within the building itself and the design.
Did you have a follow-up question?
And how does the leadership plan? Yeah, I do. How does the leadership plan to use the new police station to rebuild or deepen trust between law enforcement and the community?
I know it's tough to look around, but when I see some of the officers that are here and know some of the officers that Chief Buckskin has, I mean, not all, but many of the people that Chief Buckskin has working for him are members of the community or are other Indigenous members from other communities. So it goes back again to the overall vision, which is this is not an arm of the state. This is an extension and reflection of the community that we serve. So the key of what we're trying to do here in Alberta is to certainly recruit from the community to police in the community. And I always say this, like not everybody can be the chief of a First Nations community. Not everybody can be a counselor, but as Chief Buckskin has demonstrated, you can start off as a constable, you can start to work your way up, and you can be a role model for others to sit there and say, you know what, I want to give back to my community, and this is an avenue for me to give back to the community. So there's a huge priority that what Chief Buckskin is doing and what the other chiefs are doing in the other First Nations. But this is something that I've had conversations with regarding our Alberta sheriffs as well. There are, of course, many other First Nations, especially in northern Alberta, that certainly do not have the size of the Blood First Nation. And so as a result of that, one of the things that we're looking at doing from the sheriffs is, of course, if the First Nation wishes to change their contract service provider, as an example, that we want to be able to recruit from those First Nations, train them as law enforcement officers, and then have them redeployed into the First Nations. This is how we start to build First Nations. We build communities up. This, to me, is something that is meant to be not just something that is supporting the folks in this community, but I think the work that has been done here, what I am seeing right now in this community, is certainly a role model for other First Nations across this country to follow. Thank you.
Not seeing any more reporters on the line. I'd like to thank everybody for coming today, and this concludes our announcement.